and welcome to KJ's Kitchen. I am KJ. I am 14 years a master fitness trainer, a fitness nutrition specialist, and most important to me, I'm a happy mom serving up healthy meals from my kitchen to yours. Now today I have a little helper. This is Oxel. You want to say hi, Oxel? You say hi? Do you want to wave? No? Yeah. So he's going to help me out in the kitchen today. We're going to be making an amazing snack you could either send with your kids to school or you could have immediately after school for them. Now, my daughter's in kindergarten as of last week, and this is the first time we've experienced the rules of do not bring any nut products to school. So we did not have that concern when my kids were in their preschool, but that is a hard set rule now in kindergarten. So we love peanut butter in this house, so I need to be more mindful. So I came up with an amazing homemade granola bar, but I'm even gonna go as far as calling it a protein bar because I have put so much protein and healthy fats into this thing. You wanna go get it? You will have the most nourishing bar for your children or yourself if you're up for snacking on protein bars or granola. Now the coolest part about this is it is absolutely grain-free, well, gluten-free, not grain-free, gluten-free, and of course nut-free, and what I would say guilt-free, because all of the calories that are put into this are all nutrient-rich calories. Okay, we might have our hands full with Oxel today because he is definitely not feeling like a helper. He looks more like an explorer. Are you an explorer? Yeah, so let's see how far we can get, and thanks for tuning in today. Let's get cooking, or not cooking, because you don't have to bake these. How amazing. Okay, let's start. Oxel, can you start? What I have here is I've created a double broiler. I don't have a double broiler, so I just put one small pan, put some water at the bottom of one pan, about a ½ inch or so, and then put another smaller pan into it. You're gonna set the heat to medium high. We do not need to create a boil. We do want to create enough heat to warm the top pan without it getting direct heat. That's hence the double broiler effect. Now, we are not using, I don't know about you and your schools, we can't even bring almonds. Like, it is 100% nut-free zone. So it's not just peanuts. I know that is a very common allergy, but if you need to avoid all nuts, you would have the liberty of trying and experiencing sunflower seed spread. I call it butter. But the Trader Joe's has a sweetened and unsweetened version. Okay, bud, hang on. You're gonna be helpful in the kitchen? Now, I'm stirring it because like natural peanut butter, it will, when you first open it, have that layer of oil on top. So just mix it in nice and good. And we're putting 3/4 cup into this double broiler top right here. So, 3/4 cup of sunflower seed butter. There's 1 cup. It's gonna get a little messy around here, I can tell already. A little sticky, but hey, it's delicious. So if you have to lick your fingers a few times, I don't think that's a big problem. There we go, there's 1/4 going in for, if I had a different measurement tool, my liquid measurement tools are dirty, and I was already running late figuring out this new phone of mine and having to connect everything to microphones and Facebook and whatnot. So I just, I have these dry measurements near me. Surely I do suggest you using a liquid measurement if you have one. But today we're going rogue here. We're gonna put these through dry measurement cups to save some time. Okay, there we go. That is 3/4 cup. I'm just gonna get all that out. So, sunflower seed butter. Even if you're not a nut-free family, even if your school doesn't require or request you to go nut-free on your snacks, let's talk about why sunflower seed butter might be a really cool alternative for you. It's loaded with magnesium. Do you realize that is one of the most deficient minerals that we have? Like, we don't even know we're deficient, because if you do get your blood tested, your blood will show that you have good magnesium levels, because the blood steals it from your bones. So if you're deficient in magnesium, and pretty much across the United States we are, that means your bones are more prone to breakage, brittle bones, osteoporosis. It's not all about calcium and vitamin D, guys. So we do want to have a magnesium-rich diet. It also aids in digestion. It also aids in really good sleep. So get magnesium in your body, and sunflower seeds and sunflower seed butter is a great way to do that, along with healthy fats, healthy fiber, and vitamin E. Okay, next we're going for the sweetener. You are dealing with children, and you're gonna wanna enjoy this protein bar or granola bar yourself. I'm going to today be using honey. Do you like honey?
Honey?
You like honey? He's already eating the product. You can tell he likes this. He's already mowing in on the ones we're gonna show you. Let's do honey pie, a third cup of local, I've got the Blue Ridge Mountain honey here, local raw honey. Now this is an amazing tool for allergies. If your kids suffer from allergies, make sure you're getting raw and local. And it's also a great tool to make sure that you're just good for your immune system. It's got great antimicrobial, antibacterial properties. It's a super antioxidant, and it's a phytonutrient superfood. So if you're not getting enough honey in your life, you might want to start. Hey, also, you want to try some honey? You want to try some? You want to taste? Can you put your little finger in there? I think I'm done with that third cup. Yeah? You want to? Yeah. All right. You can go ahead and work on that, buddy. I hope that doesn't get messy. How about you stay in the kitchen with that one, huh? Oh, come here, bud. Come here, bud. Oh my goodness. If you could see it, I dripped honey on my child's head. He starts walking away and there's honey dripping down his bangs. Uh-oh. Mommy foul. That kid's going in the bath as soon as we're done recording. But last but not least, for in this double broiler, we're going to be adding virgin organic coconut oil, unrefined. Make sure your coconut oil is unrefined. It has definitely a different property of nutrients than the refined or super refined or whatever that good stuff is. We're going with 2 tablespoons. Now, this is awesome for healthy fats. If you are using it like in your coffee, or you're, doing some intermittent fasting, it's great to help you burn belly fat. It also is an amazing energy source for both your body and your brain, and a very quick, sustainable energy source. So when we're dealing with children, especially if they need good focus, this is great brain food. There's 1 and 2 tablespoons of the coconut oil, and I cleaned off that tablespoon. I'm just gonna rub that on my skin. I use coconut oil on my skin all the time, and it's the exact same coconut oil that's in the kitchen. I just keep one in the bathroom. Okay, so I'm using a rubber or silicone spatula, and you're heating it. You're not looking to get a boil, and you're just heating it enough that it gets fully mixed. You'll see when you're stirring, similar as the oil that was sitting on top of the sunflower seed butter. It just needs to get mixed in and stirred in well. The honey, you can see the separations of honey, oil, and seed butter. So you just want to keep stirring until it is fully blended. And that just might take a couple minutes. We do not want this to get to a boil. We do not want this to get so hot, because we're going to be adding some things we don't want heated. And when you're dealing with nutrients, you don't want to get it to a burning point or a boiling point, because then you lose the nutrients. And here we are talking about making a superfood bar, huh? Okay, I think that's pretty well blended. I'll go ahead and show you. It is warm, but I can show you it's all creamy and delicious, right? And there's no separation of oil. I don't know if you can see that. It looks all one. All one. Let's see, I'm gonna dip my pinky in there. It is warm, but not hot. Oh man, that tastes good. You know, I'm using the unsweetened sunflower seed butter, hence putting in the honey. If you can only find the sweetened version, you're gonna cut back on that honey. But the honey works as a glue. So I really urge you to find an unsweetened sunflower seed butter. I'm taking this off the heat. This bad boy can set aside. He is off the heat completely. And I'm just gonna kind of let him sit there while we get the other ingredients going. Now I did say it is gluten-free, but not grain-free. It is a granola bar, and the main staple ingredient in granola is oats. So I do choose the gluten-free Trader Joe's oats, and I know Bob Red Mills makes a gluten-free oat. Not all oats are gluten-free, guys. So if you're trying to live a gluten-free lifestyle, or you have any gluten-free allergies, or within your circle of people you feed, make sure it says gluten-free on it. Not all oats are created equal. These are standard rolled oats. They're not quick oats. And we are going for 2 cups. 2 cups of oats. Now I'm just building this right in the pan, because if you watch any of my KJ Kitchen segments, you know I am not one to dirty dishes. I would rather have the least amount of dishes to clean when I'm done here. So this is a 1-pan product here. To help it cool down quicker, I'm gonna go ahead and toss the oats with the spatula now. You could stack it all in and then blend it all at the same time, but I just wanna kind of cool the sunflower seed butter down, and by putting those oats in, that will help quicken the temperature drop. And you can see it's not gonna become super sticky, even though it looked sticky. Already just with the oats, it's pretty clumpy, right? You can see that. Doesn't have to be perfectly mixed, but enough that that kind of can cool itself down there. And let's talk about the protein we're using. Now, similar as oats, not all proteins created equal. So I trust a company. I actually trust them so much I partnered with them. Isogenics. Now the reason I choose this for me and my family is it's undenatured, meaning cold mist processed. So if you know the difference between raw food and denatured food, this is a cold mist process. So with that effect, it's kind of like eating raw milk or raw cheese. That effect on your body produces more glutathione. That is one of the only things that helps break the brain barrier. So if you have any children, or you yourself have a hard time focusing, you're a little bit like squirrel, or even I will go as far as saying, if you have any children or yourself who struggle with anything, joy, mental stability, like mood, anything. Brain health is so critical. So we choose undenatured way. The only way you can have an undenatured way is if it's grass fed, because you cannot get antibiotics and hormones pumped into a cow and then serve it raw. That is terrible. Hence why we started, I hear a lawnmower. Do you hear one? Hence why we started to pasteurize to begin with, to purify the milk, because we feed the cows crap. Grass-fed produces extra trace minerals, 70 to 80 trace minerals that you cannot get out of your conventional diet. Minerals are the essence of life, the essence of joy and health. So I use this, and if you're gonna not use isogenics, hey, more power to you, but choose a grass-fed, undenatured whey protein. Hopefully it tastes just as good. This one's cookies and cream. You could do vanilla. The vitamins and minerals in here are like 23 or 4 different vitamins. So that's why I choose it to put in these bars. They are going to infuse health. Half cup of protein, vanilla or cookies and cream. And let's move to the next one. Salt. Where's my little? Okay, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I use pink Himalayan sea salt. You could do kosher salt, whatever's gonna trip your fancy. And then we'll put in the last dry ingredient before we add the perks. Flax meal. This is organic flax seed meal from Trader Joe's. You can grab it anywhere. This is so full of omega-3s. If you are not up and up on eating fish, this is one of the greatest ways beyond fish to get your omegas. Plant-based omega-3s are amazing. We're gonna go with 3 tablespoons of flax meal. Something else flax meal offers is a lot of fiber. So it really helps satisfy hunger. 1, you wanna taste? 2, yeah, and 3. So it keeps you less hungry. What would I say? It fills you up and keeps you satisfied. So load up on the flax, 3 of those. Here I go with a big stir. Gonna get them all mixed up. You'll notice the consistency, especially now that it's not as hot, is actually a little crumbly. So I feel like I'm doing more pressing than I am stirring to really get that mixed in. You'll notice as soon as the dry protein powder goes away that it's pretty much all mixed in together. And hopefully your pan size is adequate enough as mine is. There's not a ton of wiggle room, but if you go slow enough, you're not gonna have a lot of spilling going on. Okay, we've got this going, getting a nice stir action on here. It's beautiful. If you feel you need it wetter, if it feels too dry for you, you could add a little moisture. Could be honey, could be just a drip of liquid of any sort. But I do recommend you really taking the time to work it because we don't bake them. And what I love about these, unlike a lot of things you refrigerate, is you don't need to keep them. So you can refrigerate them to let them set, but you don't need to keep them refrigerated. So you can send it with your kids to school and they won't turn into little blobs and mess. Okay, this is almost done here. You know, when I do this in real time, I'm not talking so much. So it does feel a little firmer than when I do these on my own when I'm not talking. So when you're doing these at home, you will be able to stir this a lot smoother than I am. Right now, it's a little tougher. Starting to work up a sweat. I think it's the heat of the stove that makes me sweat over here. I've almost got all that powder worked in. So you can take a look now. It is firm. I'll show you how firm it is. Whoop. Hope I don't shoot it out at you. Oh, it's firm. It's like dough. It's legit firm, hard cookie dough feeling. And I'll tell you, they're so good. I'm just gonna take a little test right now. Oh, they're so good. You might think you're eating a cookie. I mean, for reals. Okay. That seems well blended. I dig it. Last but not least, you know those Quaker granola cookies or granola bars? You guys have little chocolate chips in them. So, I'm putting 1/4 cup, that's 4 tablespoons, of mini semi-sweet chocolate chips in here. Let me see the 1/4 cup. Oh, I think my son ran off with it. Oh, here it is. Here's a 1/4 cup. Boop. That's 1/4 cup going in. Oh, fancy that. It's all stuck because I had the sunflower seed butter in there. There you go. Just my luck not having my liquid measurements. There you go. 1/4 cup of some, I do the chocolate chips very last because if the pan still is warm, last thing I want is melted chocolate chips. It would still taste good, but I spread them out on top and I do a couple folds through just to get them evenly dispersed. And here we go. So good. Oh my goodness, I could just sit with a spoon and eat this stuff. But I won't because I love my children and I let them have them. Here we go. I'm going to go over the nutritional facts with these too so you know exactly what you're eating or what you're giving your children nutritionally and how it compares to what's on the market. Okay, there we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's it. You're going to grab an 8x8 or a 9x9. I don't know how big this one is. It doesn't tell me. That's about an 8x8 or a 9x9. You're going to grab one of those buddies and you're going to line it with parchment paper long enough to have 2 tags, like 2 handles of paper. So these are my handles. doop, doop, so I can pull it out nice and easy. All I'm doing is dropping this puppy in there. Did I tell you easy or what? Yep, one big old blob. Fell right out. Okay. Do a little scrapey action, get all that good stuff in there. Leave him on there because he's hot. And just press him into the pan. Doesn't take long. You want to press it evenly. You don't want one end nice and fat and the other end nice and thin. Then you won't calorically and nutritionally be spreading them out the same. So make it nice and even on all corners. No big hill in the middle. Okay, beautiful. And you might notice, as mine have already, the chocolate chips kind of start melting a little. But don't worry, I'm going to make sure they're nice and pretty for you by the time they're done. Because that meltiness, I mean, who doesn't mind chocolate swirl, right? So if the chocolate chips are a little melty, don't stress. We're going to make them beautiful in just a second. I think that looks pretty even. I'll show you real quickly the melty mess I'm talking about. Oh, there I go. You can see the chocolate chips got a little bit melty. That is why, and you will see on the recipe if you're subscribed to KJ's Kitchen and these recipes are going in your inbox, that is why I suggest 1 tablespoon, we're gonna eyeball what that looks like, whoop, for topping and decorating. So I'm evenly gonna sprinkle that. Uh-oh, I hear a little train. Noisy time.
Okay.
Yep. Well, thanks, bud. Wait 1 second till Mama's done, okay? That got noisy. We're back. And then not only are you gonna top them with the chocolate chips, spread them out evenly. Here goes that noise again. But you're gonna then push them down so that they aren't loose chips. Voila. So nice and pretty chocolate chips on top. Put this in the refrigerator for 1 hour. Okay, come here, Oxel. You gotta taste it on camera. Come here. Show everyone how good it is. Come here. Ready? Set. All right, when you're done and you have your awesome granola bar, you like this? What do you think? Is that yummy? And he doesn't know it's loaded with amazing nutrients for him. He thinks it's a super treat, because it is. If you're not familiar with sunflower seed butter, I bet if I never told you, you'd never know. Because you look at it, it's creamy, kind of tastes like peanut butter. You would never know a difference. But it's a substantial difference. Let's talk nutritionally about what I just delivered to you. Once that's sat for an hour or overnight, keep them in the fridge. Keep them, when you're storing them, keep them in the fridge. If you need to send them with your kids to school, wrap it up in a little Tupperware or whatever. It will stay in its shape and form. Now, a Nature Valley peanut butter granola bar. That's what I would find this to be comparable to, although it's not baked and crunchy, but I guess I didn't look up Quaker. Quaker is also a very common peanut butter granola bar. I will look that up later and post that too. It has 190 calories, 8 grams of fat. The fat is not only coming from healthy fats like the ones we infused, 27 grams carbohydrate, 11 grams sugar, 2 fibers, 4 proteins. So the KJ version is trumped that. Yes, there are 40 more calories, but I like to say don't count your calories, just make your calories count. So a lot of those calories, I mean a lot, is coming from the healthy fats. Super coming from the healthy fats, mostly the sunflower seed butter. Okay, bud. And let's go. Let's read this. Can you read it? 12 grams of fat. Again, it's a difference of 4 grams, but these are omegas and healthy saturated fats from coconut oil. 16 grams of carbs, guys. I cut 11 grams of carbs off that bar. I only have 10.5 grams sugar versus 11, ours coming from honey. And there's actually sugar in the sunflower seed butter, you'd be surprised. And then 7 grams protein. I almost doubled the protein. Bang, bang, bang. So I'm going to go ahead and go as far as looking at the Quaker version. I think that's very common in people's houses, the Quaker peanut butter oatmeal bars. I'll check those out. I'm sure I trumped those as well. So making your calories count, not counting your calories, that's a way to live. And having your child with you on your live really makes it for a fun time. Thanks for joining me today. We were going to take an Orbeez spa. That's the beautiful noise you're hearing. We're going to soak our feet in an Orbeez spa bath now. If you're not subscribed to KJ's Kitchen, you can in the link I'll be posting below. And if you are already subscribed, you'll be getting this recipe very shortly, hopefully in the next few days. And you have a wonderful, most amazing Wellness Wednesday. Please share the love. Share this on your wall. Tag a friend. Hold still when your son's moving the camera. And have a fantastic rest of your day, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.